God, I'm scared. I can handle 100 bikini models without my heart hammering and handling 100 strong crowd. I wish Ted allowed me to carry a written script so I could have avoided stammering. What, Vitri? Okay, before I lose my nerve, let me hide behind this slideshow. Time 2012. There's a saying that time ripens all things. Similarly, time 2012, my black and white theme calendar had such a great ripening for me. Without me knowing it, it opened plenty of doors of opportunity for me. I would like to show a making video of my calendar time 2012. The video, please. Now, I wanted to show some of the shots from the calendar. Can you play the slideshows, please? The time 2012, yeah. See, the whole idea behind this calendar is to show the leading movie stars in a different light. So we keep seeing them in television, movies, newspapers every time. So I wanted to give a different look for the movie stars. So if you see a lot of, for example, take Amla Paul is a popular star, and generally, people think, her eyes are beautiful. But in my calendar, I wanted her to close her eyes and take a shot. So like that, similarly, I tried doing different things for a lot of many actors and really clicked. So I wanted to follow the 40s, 50s, the black and white theme calendar. And the people about movie stars, okay, they are very conscious about their look, about their portrayal, how they look. And convincing them to do a calendar like this is not easy. Okay, so when I conceived this idea of making a calendar of this size, I went and approached a manager of a leading film star. I told him, I wanted to do a calendar like this. Can you give me 2 to 3 hours of your star's timing? Immediately, the manager started sarcastically laughing, and he told me, Karthik, a lot of producers, art filmmakers, they're waiting with crores and lakhs of rupee, okay, for getting the dates of the movie star for 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours. And you want him to do a calendar which is a very small size, and you're not even not going to pay. And see, I didn't fear after hearing that. I came out and I called the film star. I told him, listen, I want to do a calendar like this. I wanted to try a different look, a new light on your face. And to my surprise, he agreed to me immediately, and he told me when are we shooting. So like this, So I had a lot of experiences shooting this calendar. And I called one of a movie star. His movie is about to get released next week. And I called him and he told me that, Karthik, I'm shooting at Benny Mill. Can you come at 1 o'clock to my location so that, after my shoot gets over, you can click some pictures. Okay, I was there at 1 o'clock with my crew, with my assistants, with lights. I landed there. Then I came to know that he mentioned 1 a.m., not 1 p.m. Okay, so I have a hectic schedule shooting at 1 a.m. Like one star before going to a shooting location at 7 a.m. At 5 a.m. he walked into my studio. We had a photo shoot, and you won't believe, one leading film star, he waited for 3 hours because his hairstylist, who was supposed to come from Bombay, missed the flight. He waited for 3 hours at my studio patiently, only to click the pictures. And looking back, what I think, the kind of confidence and trust which I built over the years, that made these things possible. And successfully, I came out of this calendar. Okay, now I want to go back to the next slide. That's time 1995. Okay, I always wanted to be a cinematographer. So I came to Chennai from a small town called Kambam from Madurai district. And I tried my luck at visual communication and DF Tech, Diploma in Film Technology. I failed both the times. And that's the time, like wherever I went, that's the time that the Milind Soman, the popular supermodel of India, he was rolling the ramp. And wherever I went, people used to tell me that, hey man, dude, you look like Milind Soman. I don't know whether they really meant it or trying to pull my leg. That got me really thinking. So from a small town, I packed my bag and came over to Chennai and tried my luck in modeling. Okay, and so after coming to Chennai, I have to survive. So I had taken a medical representative job. That was my first job at Chennai, and with great difficulty, I managed to get an appointment with a leading model coordinator, and she asked me to come out to her office. I went there to her office with a medical representative bag with a tie on. Okay, went to her office, and she asked me, Karthik, how did you come? I told her I came by bus. And she, on hearing that, she was about to fall from a chair, and she started laughing. And she told me, Karthik, modeling is not for you. Modeling is for people who are rich, who drink apple juice, who travel in an AC car. This is not a kind of profession for you at all. And she insulted, humiliated, and thrown me out of the office. Okay, see, I came out of her office, and whatever insults she had done, but that didn't pinch me at all. I was just thinking, is anything wrong in traveling by bus? That's the only thing which hit my mind. And see, I have a lot of incidents like this, like I couldn't able to do much, and for the great difficulty, I went down to do fashion shows. I didn't know what green room is. I thought green room is a room which has green light, but I was totally ignorant what it's all about. But because I'm from a small town, I try to learn. See, what I try to do at that time is, I try to make my disadvantages advantages. I didn't have a language, try to build a language. You don't have a body, build a body. People told me that you don't have a body. Okay, I went to the gym, hit the gym, I built a six-pack. But then now I have a family pack, that's different. So I was, I was a successful model that time, and I was very confident. People told me that you're too tall and you're too dark. But that my colors, I thought maybe standing dark, maybe much easier for me to get an opportunity to do modeling, where I can see a lot of fair models there. So it opened plenty of opportunities for me, and I moved on as a model, very successful model, and I done plenty of fashion shows. See, in around 1995, so I did a lot of national, international male model contests. I was a successful contest. I developed all my flaws and went out to become a very good model. And since the time of humble telephone, where mobile phone is still a luxury, Facebook was not even in Mark Zuckerberg's dream. Making contact was very, very difficult those days. Okay, but I built my contact, I developed my contact. I moved on as a very successful model. And around year 2005, when I was doing a fashion show at Bangalore, suddenly I felt conscious. I suddenly felt conscious. I started feeling conscious about the audience, about the people. Then I thought, but I didn't fear that time. Then I thought that maybe the time for me to move on. Because for me, I can't do the same thing for a long time. I have to move on. So I moved on from there. Next slide, please. Okay, time 2000. So this is time, so I started a production company called Dreamcast, which I was into shoot production management company, which bridges the gap between Indian and international film producers. I bring a lot of international filmmakers to India, and I take Indian filmmakers abroad for shoots. Okay, I've been working with a lot of international companies. I also have a casting company. In fact, during that time, I interacted with Vetri those days. Okay, so and coming back, so I used to produce a lot of international shoot for clients. One time, I got a big offer from a big international bank from New York to do a shoot production for them in Asia. Okay, that's the time I met Michael Kenna. Michael Kenna is one of the world's leading landscape photographer. So he shoots in night or in dawn, okay? And he still shoots in a film using long exposure. He exposes the film for 1 hour, 2 hour, okay, 4 hours, 5 hours. I happened to work with him. And Michael saw the interest in me. He saw the kind of work I'm doing it, how I'm doing it. And he really surprised by the kind of photography knowledge I had. Okay, we had a lot of interaction during the shoot, and Michael uses analog light meter to read the light. So he was surprised by me the way in which I read the light and tried to help him out during the shoot. Okay, and so the shoot got over, and Michael was about to leave to US. And while on the way to the airport, he told me, Karthik, you are an ex-model. You have contacts. You have contacts, and you have a studio. You have aptitude. Okay, and top it all, you have hunger. Why are you not shooting? He asked me, why don't you become a photographer? He put a big question mark in front of me and he went off. Okay, and then I got back home and I told my wife, listen, I'm going to be a photographer. I came to Chennai to be a cinematographer. Now I'm going to be a photographer. She thought I'm crazy. Showed it many others. Next slide, please. Okay, it's in time 2005. So I hugely invested on a big studio and started my photography thing. And I tried my luck meeting a lot of agencies at Chennai, asking them for work. They still, I have a history. I was a model, then a shoot coordinator. People think whether Karthik can handle it. So nothing worked out at Chennai. Then I have to move on. I moved to Bangkok. I straight away started my work at Bangkok as an international photographer. See, at Bangkok, they didn't see my baggage, what Karthik used to do before. At Bangkok, I was just a photographer. So Bangkok connection opened a lot of doors for me. I started shooting at Bangkok, from that to China, China to Singapore. I worked with a lot of international agencies. Then I moved on to Bangalore. Bangalore, I did a lot of shoots for national agencies. Then I thought it's a time for me to get back to Chennai, which is my place. It's nothing like living in your own place, right? So I thought I should get back to my place. Then I landed at Chennai, and the doors which were closed earlier, now it opened in front of me. The people who were said no to me as a photographer, they all accepted me with their hands wide open. So then I became a successful photographer, and I'm standing in front of you. And, and coming back, and for me, like photography, right from childhood, photography, lights, colors, was a big fascination for me. Standing in front of you, as nervous as I am, the photographer in me is still observant. I can see the light falling out there. I can see the depth and shadow here. Okay, for me, light, shadow, depth, angle is just an extension of me. I came to be a cinematographer, then I became a photographer. It's not because Michael Kenna told me to be one. Michael Kenna tried to help me out, the taking a fear out of me. Michael just encouraged me to come out of my fear and to be a photographer. Okay, let me talk about fear. Okay, I'll tell you fear. I'll tell you what fear is to me. Fear is thinking that you're a small town boy. Fear is thinking that you don't have a language. Fear is thinking that you don't have a body. Fear is not having style where the industry worships style. And fear is thinking that your expensive equipment lying down to rest. Fear is just a barricade between you and your dream. Fear is just a passing phase, and fear is a small test, a small diversion. If you can successfully get over it, there's nothing to stop for you. Okay. So if I'm from a small town here, and what I would say, trying to say here is, there's no time for fear. Thank you. And I would like to show some of my work here, that the best that work. This is some of my recent work which I did. And so this was shot in England. So I keep traveling. I work for a lot of national, international agencies. all the time try to produce a different shots. So the only thing which I carried all these years is my confidence. I never feared for anything. Coming from small town boy, it's because I didn't talk about my struggle because I don't want to bore you guys talking about my struggle. So I thought let me share these ideas with you. That's at Shanghai. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thanks so much.